Providence takedown to Paul. We go from the Big East to the Big Ten. Happy New Year's, everybody. Michigan and Maryland set to do battle. Wolverine Nation licking their wounds from that football loss yesterday to TCU. But now they're saying it's basketball season here in Ann Arbor. Brandon Gaudin, Donnie Marshall with you. You got a Michigan team 7-5 coming off a loss December 29th here against Central Michigan. Donnie, really a team right now looking for their identity.
Yeah, I think it has to start with number one. That guy right there, they have to find him early in the game, get him established any way they can.
How about that?
Yeah, that's the game plan. It has to be.
The game. And here is a turnover for the Wolverines as Bufkin takes it away.
That's the other interesting thing, too, is they don't pressure you or try to force turnovers, Michigan.
And a three-pointer by Terrence Williams. Great start to the new year for Juwan.
Does the job at the other end. I have to allow him to take shots like that.
It is 28% from deep, but he makes it 5-0, and now Michigan looking to add on to that. Dickinson backing his way down on Reese, and an early foul on Julian Reese of Maryland. And that,
you know, he really is a freshman in a sense of experience under Kevin Willard's tutelage.
Boy, Bufkin hits a three. What a start for Michigan. This Michigan team trying to erase the memory of that loss to Central Michigan here on Thursday. And right now doing a pretty good job. Maryland is 0 of 5 from the field to start. Here's Dickinson, ISO to the post on Reese, who already has one foul. And Dickinson goes to work.
NC, again, no contest. And it's nothing against Reese. It's just Dickinson's that good. If you're not running two guys at him or at least faking at him, you're in trouble. Arizona State said we're bringing 3 or 4 guys to him, and that was the difference.
Reese tried to get revenge, but he lost it going up. Michigan still has not missed a shot. Dickinson. He is being harassed by 2, but somehow he gets it off the window. Taken away by McDaniel. Williams. Oh my goodness, what a start for Michigan. Watch the remainder of this game.
Juwan Howard told his guys in shoot-around, take notes and read it back. This is them reading. But the areas where I think he's really good at, he hasn't shined in terms of getting double-teamed.
Juwan Howard. Batchelor, he's a great three-point shooter, and here he gets fouled, and he will head to the line. He got hit by Terrace Reed there, the freshman who just...
It's not the kicking of the feet from the shooter. It's they watch the arms, and that was a hit on the arm.
Well, it took 5 minutes and 45 seconds, but Rick Maryland, local kid, 8 minutes per game he's been averaging so far this season, and he is a three-point shooter. And he's put up...
It has to be better, has to be louder. But it also has to be a willingness of making that team up. You can't sit back and allow Michigan to continue to look over your defense.
And only getting 1 of 3, so right now Maryland just all out of sorts, and Reed right to the rack. To believe for a team that was 8-0 and ranked 13th in the country a couple of weeks ago. Wing 3, Martinez, there it is. The first field goal for the Terps.
Kevin Willard has told him he is a terrific player, and half the battle is believing it yourself when you have players, teammates, and coaches telling you.
Dickinson just inside the arc, his second mid-range jumper. He's knocked down, he's old.
You start to get a little tired, you look up at that clock, you can't quit. You got to find a better way to rest. You can't quit.
Baker down inside, and he's fouled.
But there's no pressure on the defensive end, Brandon.
Kobe Bufkin gives it up. Here's Dickinson. He's got good position again. And he's going against Reese with 2 fouls, but I think they got Scott there coming in on the backside. Yes, they 15 here. Bufkin, he's been on a tear last 4 games. Drops it off. What a pass to Dickinson.
That's just great team basketball. The overplay away from the basket, some 25 feet. get by your guy, help comes, and dump it off to your big. Beautiful basketball.
Dickinson enjoying playing against his hometown team. Scott off the mark. They're 1 of 17 on the other end. That's going to be goaltending. Count the bucket. Martinez too late getting back for the block. Dickinson 12 points for Michigan so far. Here goes Doug McDaniel.
So fast. So fast. Crowd is not really excited about this big lead. This is when Maryland can get it going. Crowd's non-factor right now.
3-pointers short from Dante Scott. Battling inside, though, Hakeem Hart. Bucket and a foul, and boy, did Maryland need that.
Line, score, stop, chip away.
Hakeem Hart gets the 3-point play. He and Dante navigating his way inside, spinning. Oh, no, did that go in? How did he do that?
And those are the ones where you have to say, okay, I won't say one-on-one basketball, but wow.
Tough runner, Terrence Williams. Timeout again by Kevin Willard. 31 to...
A lot of bunnies, I will say that, for Maryland.
They're 2 of 23 for the field. That's under 10%. Little pick and roll. Dickinson is fouled by Jahari Long.
As you know, the pick and roll in the past, Hunter Dickinson is coming. If you don't get there quick enough, if you're outside of that box.
It was spectacular in the win last year against the Terps. 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, and he's having that type of game again.
Here now with
want to physically and mentally be by your side. Well, I think if they could get it inside 20 before half, that would be a win. Shot clock dwindling. Hart in the lane, and he forces it off the window for 2.
There it is. And the idea is to get yourself in a good headspace after the way this game started.
But they turn it over. Kobe Bufkin with a steal. Bufkin, what a pass! What a pass! That is what you call threading the knee.
Angle. We're sitting right behind it. You just saw just open up for him. There you go.
Speaking of things opening up, wide open, Julian Reese.
That Hunter Dickinson has to be involved, and the way you keep him engaged is you force him to be involved.
Well, there they gave it to him, and he tried to feed it to Jet Howard, and a foul will put Michigan.
Awesome. This is just great patience by Bufkin. You don't have anything, just wait. Look at that. But also Reese jogging back. This is no time to just jog back. You have to sprint, especially to find him. That is beautiful.
As Howard knocks down the first, Julian Reese goes to the bench. He just picked up his 3rd rest of this half, but they'll have to sit him to start the second half.
And maybe that helps me.
6 games, under 7 points a game. He's been struggling, also battling through a shoulder injury. What a half for Kobe Bufkin. He's done it on both ends. And Baker with an open 3, and it drops down. It's 40-13.
He's a huge part of what...
Jameer Young trying to pass it inside. Bufkin with his 3rd steal in this half. He also has a block. Williams out of control, but they're going to say that was deflected off of Maryland. Or less.
And those are good and bad. You know, players are always fighting. They're in the game, but trying to find guys to close those games is what you need.
Little 2-man game that was pretty. Baker to Dickinson. And Dickinson already has his season average of 18 points.
Changing up the look here.
And we saw that earlier out of a timeout. Michigan going to his zone. Dante Scott trying to drive it on Barnes. Can't get it. Ball never hit the rim. Dickinson rejects it. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. Driving, hanging. Oh, he got it. That is a microcosm of the first 20 minutes in Ann Arbor.
And to Xavier Simpson, if you will, if there's a better half, a more perfect half been played by this Wolverines team, I'd love to see it.
Off the tip top of the backboard.
That'll get you Ian Horse every day of the week. Can Maryland now figure out a way to get themselves going, not just on the offensive end, but to get stops?
When these two teams met on the gridiron back in September, well, there's a good start to the second half. I was going to say Maryland had 13 points at half.
Perfect cadence. Everything was in working order. Guys were where they were supposed to be. couple of turnovers early, but they got it back together.
Hunter Dickinson has 20 now.
It's just
0.
Kevin knows how to shake things up. He does. He knows how to send a message without being too vocal about it.
Dickinson again battling inside, drawing the contact. But with
you got to pressure the ball. You know, sometimes we watch the game and we think, wow, that's too easy, him posting hard for that interior pass. Help a teammate out.
22 for Dickinson, the only return unbeatens in the country, in New Mexico. Connecticut was unbeaten until losing yesterday at Xavier. Dickinson inside, short, got it back. He's just padding his stats at this point.
It looks like a 6th grader playing against 3rd graders out there right now. Does a great job of keeping the ball high as well. Doesn't bring it down.
Another rebound for him. Nothing will drop. 5 for 35 from the floor for Kevin Willard's team. Inside, nice move, Long with 5 points here in the second half. McDaniel almost had it poked from behind, but he able to keep it. And 5 Dickinson streaking.
Made up, he knew there was an open path. He wasn't going to run anyone over.
And again, he's become the starting point guard with Llewellyn out. As Don Carey, after 5 misses, gets his first.
Got to push it. Got to go. Got numbers.
Long. Boy, he got a great look. Good ball movement. And a 3-pointer drops down for Ike Cornish. And Juwan Howard's going to take a quick time.
What's happening here? I remember what it felt like.
Williams on the offensive glass. Going to get it again? He does. Look at him just powering it up. And they're going to get a foul. He's going to get 2 free throws out of all of that.
But just remember what it felt like. You know, it's just such a bad feeling, a bad taste in your mouth. And the way they started this, he needed to do. Coach Washington had Jet Howard going over some film. They went 7-7, correct?
Yes.
Then you win 11 in conference.
Right.
And then
find a way in.
And then you're what, Sweet 16?
Well, Kevin Willard also just got whistled for a technical foul, so Juwan's son, Jet, the freshman, will go to the line for a couple of free throws. Of course, the year before last was when Michigan had a great season. McDaniel. Foul.
Tell you what, once he...
Reese back out there.
I've been to this, but you know, these are also times where a coach like Kevin Willard, who's first year that good.
Great dribbling again by McDaniel, but he misses the mid-range jumper. Jahari Long with the crossover. He's the one guy in the second half that's given them a spark.
He's a corner, attacks Dickinson.
And another foul on Maryland, but Long with all 7 of his points here in the...
Maryland obviously can do it.
And then they give up an offensive rebound, but Noah Batchelor gets it back. Well, still down 32, although Maryland has more field goals this half already, 5, than they did in the first half, 4. And Julian Reese will go to the charity stripe. Been battling a shoulder injury, but under 7 points a game, and he's a better player than that.
He got hurt early in that UCLA game. Then in their last game they played against UMBC, so we didn't miss that much time, especially when you just got yourself going a little bit. You're going to hit a little bit of a bump.
Man, when McDaniel dribbles and that hair flows like that, I get really jealous over here. I'm not going to lie. Howard mid-range, that's pretty. That's his first field goal. He was 0 of 5. Jet Howard over 15 points a game, top 10 in the country amongst freshmen. Here he gets the assist to Hunter Dickinson.
And stroke that thing.
Well, he's 0 of 7 from deep. He was 5 of 7 last game against UMBC carry. Foul will put Michigan back at the line.
Decision, when do you take him out? He's got everything for you.
Yeah, he's 5 away from that career-high 33 points. You mentioned during our...
In a day and age where small ball is really a thing, The thing about small ball is you still need Clingan at UConn as well. I mean, there's some effective and really special bigs in college basketball this year.
For the first time in the second half, Kevin Willard has put some of his starters back on the floor, and Jahmir Young, one of those starters.
On into a foul, but he's going straight up. That's why there's no call on a lot of those body-to-body plays.
Baker gives it up, gets it back, and he's fouled. If that's on Reese, it's his fifth. And it is. So Kevin Willard will bring in rarely used Callum Swanton Rogers, only scored 4 points on the season, number 35. Got the map.
Being too pretty out there, you want them to look like they're
also
tested.
If you're him, they led by 31 at intermission. They jumped out to a 16-0 lead and have never looked back. Scott takes it away. Cheddar chases it. Scott takes out some anger on the south rim here at the Christ.
Through your players that no matter what the scores, you want to be on the floor. Dante Scott shows you on that play right there with the emphatic finish and a chance to make this a three-point play.
Well, tested the pride a little of his Maryland career with that three-point play. Dickinson trying to get 30. He's got it.
Things you can say himself smaller, catches it high, finishes high. Love that.
Just like you're taught to do. Three-pointer drops down there for Jahmir Young. That's going to be a 2.
About Hunter Dickinson as he continues to play the right way. He's not stepping out, shooting a lot of threes. Talk about knowing where your bread is buttered. Look at that pass.
Great pass and great finish by Will Cheddar.
Wow. Make sure you throw that ball up there. You never know. He'll go in.
He plays about 8 minutes of contest, but a nice three-point play there. Open look, Hakeem Hart, and he buries it.
Baker has to be one of those guys. Jett Howard, you got to help Dickinson on the glass.
Ooh, he goes into the stanchion, but he's okay.
So well in that Penn State system in Iowa, always one of those teams. I mean, you almost have to focus on the very next team and not look ahead because it could really be a beautiful conference, wonderful. To me, the best in the country, hands down.
Hunter Dickinson, one of the best players in the country, takes a bow. He exits with 32 points, one shy of his career high, as Dante Scott there. He's 6'10", 260. Here he is. Highest rated recruit in the freshman class for Juwan Howard. Oh, I don't think it was meant to be a pass, but it turns into a pass, and Barnes dunks it and gets fouled.
Look at
Sure it was.
Wow. Again, here's a chance. There's always an opportunity to be on the floor. I think I belong on the floor. You gotta use your time.
Rutgers hit a half-court shot.
That's right.
To upset him and knock him off the #1 spot. Great feed. Swipe Roger, his first bucket.
We have a terrific assistant coach in Howard Isley, who is an awesome point guard.
Wow. 2 dunks for Swipe Roger.
Howard Isley and this end to Maryland, and this building can really get crazy when the students are here.
Williams with a... Maryland will drop to 1-2 in conference play, even though they're 10-4 overall. What a strong take by Terrence Reed Jr.
That they weren't ready for today's game. You know, I just think that they ran into a buzzsaw. They played as bad as they could play, and Michigan probably played as good as you may see them play all season and move on.
If this score holds, it would be the largest Big Ten loss for Maryland since joining the conference, down 35. And he does. Hits 80 to start the new year. Been much to smile about over there for the first-year head coach. We'll be trying to get things back on track. Long spinning and long scoring. He has 9 all here in the second half. 20-23. They got up 16-0, and they never looked back. They led by 31 at the break, and they will win it by 35.
There was a message sent Knowing Juwan Howard, it was quiet, it was calm, but that message was sent, and his team responded after coming off that loss. It left a bad taste.